It's that time of the year, time for Time to announce how much they've spent kissing the keisters of their overlords. And they have announced the Time Person of the Year. Who it is shocking, to say the least. Let me explain. Greetings and salutations. This week, the finalists were announced for who will be Time Magazine's Person of the Year. And then the winner followed. But of course, I'm going to make you wait to reveal who it is. Because
it doesn't matter what you think.
I know, that was so very mean of me.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
And on that note of the Grinch, I was recently given the phone number to the Grinch, and I feel that you should also have it. Call the number and then comment below with what the Grinch tells you. You'll get a kick out of it. All right, so to the short list. First and foremost, Joe Biden is not on the top 10 list, and he shouldn't be on the top 1,000 list. Of course, they gave him and Kamala Ding Dong the award in 2020 when, hey, they hadn't even taken office yet, into then what would become the destruction of everything good and wholesome about this country. Saying they are changing America's story is accurate, but it isn't at all for the better. Anyway, Barack Obama, who was the Time person in 2008 and 2012 because Time just loves a narcissist, did get it right recently about Joe.
We all know some folks in our lives who we don't wish them ill will. They say crazy stuff. We're all like, well, you know, Uncle Joe, you know what happened to him. You know, it's okay. They're part of the family, but you don't give them serious responsibilities.
Shh, did he just say the quiet part out loud? That brings us to the question of the day. Was Barack actually talking about Joe Biden or just a random Uncle Joe? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure you have some good insight. And then share the video so we can learn from others. Because I think he was talking about Joe Biden. Obama is all about throwing shade and stealing the limelight after all. Oh, Joey, getting ignored, rightfully so. Because if you pay attention to him, you hear him say nonsense. Like how he won't go to the border where, per day, thousands of illegal immigrants are coming across into the U.S. He has more important things to do.
I go to a border state and not visit the border.
Because there's a more important thing going on. They're going to invest billions of dollars in a new enterprise.
Yep. But anyway, in the top 10 list is none other than Xi Jingping. Yes, the dictator or president Xi Jingping. The same Xi Jingping who this year had Hu Jintao perp-walked out of the Communist Party Congress.
Now, Hu was seen having a brief conversation with the two men and appearing to be reluctantly let out. And before that, he also seemed to have had a brief chat with Xi Jinping and then patted on the shoulder of Premier Li Keqiang on his way out. Now, because of the opaque nature of Chinese politics, we are not clear about the circumstances surrounding this very surprise moment. And actually, state media here has not reported this at all. And as soon as we started talking about this, the Chinese censors blocked CNN signal here in China.
Yes, the dictator is considered a top 10 person of the year. And then Janet Yellen, the current Secretary of the Treasury, who lives in denial of a recession or even that the economy is not doing well.
I think that the labor market will remain strong. I think it's appropriate for them to take action, but a soft landing is what I expect, and we're seeing a slowdown. We're likely to see some slowing of job creation, but I don't think that that's a recession. A recession is broad-based weakness in the economy. We're not seeing that now, and I absolutely don't think that's necessary. I have confidence that inflation will come down over the next year or two. So I believe that what they're doing will work.
Do you believe it's peaked?
So I'm not positive. I don't want to forecast month by month. I think we can take the heat out of the economy. And remember, Russia has conducted a brutal war against Ukraine, and that caused gas prices to spike. It's caused food prices to spike. It's creating hardship all over the world. And we're really trying to address those strains as well. That's another reason inflation went up, and we're trying to hold that down.
Thanks, Janet. But how about them jobs? According to minions at the White House who control Joe's Twitter feed, Joe Biden is the most amazing president in creating all the jobs in all the land. Except fact check, those are basically jobs that were forced to not exist due to a virus from Xi Jingping land. And now they are returning to the economy. But you see, as Janet and Joe have been blaming for months now, it's all Russia's fault. That's why Volodymyr Zelensky, a comedian turned president of Ukraine, was also on the short list for Person of the Year. He's the face of democracy on an international scale, says the Today People.
Zelensky was tested early in his administration by former President Trump, who wanted him to commit to an investigation of Joe Biden. He held firm then and now remains defiant as his capital is encircled by Russian troops.
There it is. But here's a doozy that aligns with Zelensky. Liz Cheney. In addition to a dictator, a money idiot, and the fresh face of democracy, you have Liz Cheney on the short list. She lost her seat in Wyoming, population 63 people, because she devoted all her time to tweeting about Donald Trump and kissing arses of her fellow January 6th committee folk. That's why she lost in the primary in Wyoming, but also why she won over the Time magazine folks. She may even run for president against her obsession, Donald Trump. And this all makes sense. Over the years, Time has thought themselves progressive in nature by naming finalists and even winners as classes of unnamed people. My favorite, of course, was 2006 when you were the Person of the Year. Yes, you. You control the information age. Welcome to your world. I hope you have that listed on your resume. What an honor. And in honor of you, how about heading over to freedomproject.com/store to honor yourself and me, really, with some new swag. You have to take care of you by being all about you. Or rather me. But seriously, it'll make a good Christmas present. Back to business. We should have known right then and there in 2006 how narcissistic we would get as a society. Because we're at the point where everything must be free, free, free for me, me, me. And you better use pronouns that I just made up right now as you're addressing me. And if you use them incorrectly, then you must be canceled. And cancel they did try to do to both Elon Musk and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. But those who don't give in to the woke mob can't be canceled. That's why both men this year were actually deserving of being on the list. Musk won it. He won the award last year. And DeSantis, quite frankly, won the whole dang year. Between taking Mickey Mouse to the House and then crushing Charlie Crist by 19.4% to win the governorship again, DeSantis had a good year.
We have embraced freedom. We have maintained law and order. We have protected the rights of parents. We have respected our taxpayers, and we reject woke ideology. We fight the woke in the legislature. We fight the woke in the schools. We fight the woke in the corporations. We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Florida is where woke goes to die.
And that, my friends, is how you lead. That, my friends, is why Ron DeSantis should be named Person of the Year. But the honor went to Volodymyr Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine. Because world peace and all of that. World order wins out over American freedom. Thoughts on the selection? You let me know in the comments. I have another nominee that should have been considered. His name is John Kennedy. Yes, John F. Fitzgerald Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, did win the award in 1961. But 61 years later, it should be the other John Kennedy, the best senator who we have in this country. A senator who just says it like it really is.
These woke, high IQ stupid people. They're easy to recognize. They hate George Washington. They hate Thomas Jefferson. They hate Dr. Zeus, and they hate Mr. Potato Head. These woke, high IQ stupid people, they walk around with Ziploc bags of kale that they can eat to give them energy. Now, if you want to eat kale, that's up to you. I don't eat kale. You know why? Because kale tastes to me like I'd rather be fat. And these high IQ stupid people, the wokers in charge in Washington, D.C., the berserk wing of the Democratic Party, they hyperventilate on their yoga mats if you use the wrong pronoun. They're all over Washington, D.C.
Just so you know, Kennedy is one of those educated but not stupid people who was just, an Oxford scholar back when it actually mattered. So before anyone gets all highfalutin about him speaking truth, just know that. Okay then, it's time to stop talking about Time, the magazine. Instead, take some time to keep your F's, faith, family, and friends. And head over to freedomproject.com/store for that swag to give your friends and family, or for yourself. And you can share this video, because that'll cost you nothing. Until next time, stay healthy, America.